I am currently using my body to stop a pipeline. I'm 20 meters off the ground, suspended between two trees in the territories of Coast Salish people in British Columbia. This is day 4, video 4 of Curtis in a tree. And a comment that I've been getting a lot of recently is that we should just build the pipeline because it's safer than transporting oil via train. But the fact is that building more pipelines means we will extract more oil, and that will exacerbate the climate emergency we are in. And we need to be investing not in oil infrastructure, but in renewable energy infrastructure. And we need to be doing that now. The only way forward for us is to keep the oil in the ground. Right now, we are collectively living in what Roger Hallam, one of the co-founders of Extinction Rebellion, has coined the postmodernist truth. It's this fantasy idea that we can continue to build pipelines and burn fossil fuels, and somehow we will still prevent the worst of climate disaster. But that's just not reality. We can't continue to wait for some future technology to come and save us. We've already waited for it, and it's actually already here. We have the wind and the solar and the battery technology to make a more robust and renewable energy system. We just need to accept that and act on it. When it comes to climate change, one dream technology that people think will come along and save us is carbon capture. The idea that we can make machines that will suck carbon, CO2, out of the air and store it and sort of reverse climate change. The biggest carbon capture facility in the entire world is near me in Squamish. It's called Geoengineering, and it's supposed to be able to do the work of 40 million trees. And that seems great, but it's just not, because experts know that if we continue on our current trajectory for the next 10 years or so, and then rely heavily on technologies like this, we're going to need a lot of those machines, and they're going to need a lot of energy. Specifically, we're going to need around 30,000 of these large-scale facilities, and the energy that they will require is immense. They'll use 300 exajoules of energy a year. If you're wondering how much 300 exajoules is, well, it's the amount that China, the US, the European Union, and Japan use combined. And it would all need to be entirely renewable. Because of climate change, the oceans are rising, and the carbon capture facility in Squamish will be under the ocean's annual flood levels by 2030, in the next 10 years. And while the city did just announce a plan to build a 1-meter-high seawall around the area, the fact that they decided to build this facility there when they knew that climate change would cause that area to flood seems to me a clear example of how this sort of strategic thinking is sort of magical thinking. To be clear, I do think there is a role for this technology in the future, and I think we need to be researching it and developing it. But as long as we continue to burn fossil fuels, building carbon capture machines is kind of like bailing water out of your boat as it sinks, even though people are still poking holes in your hull. Geoengineering is funded partly by Bill Gates, but it's also funded by Chevron and oil billionaires, because they're aware that this sort of technology means that maybe we'll just keep burning fossil fuels and everyone will continue for business as usual. And we just can't do that if we want a habitable future for our planet. Another fantasy people have is that if we just plant some trees, then we can continue with business as usual. But even if we planted trillions of trees, our climate will continue to destabilize unless we stop burning fossil fuels. And that's especially true if we continue to cut trees down at a faster rate than we even plant them. There are no magical technologies coming to save us. Nuclear fusion, if it ever comes, will take decades. Geoengineering is this idea that we can just put more stuff into the atmosphere and that will fix everything for us. And that to me is absolutely terrifying, because the unforeseen consequences of doing that could be worse than climate change. We just need to keep the oil in the ground, and we already have the options and the alternatives to do that. We have strategies like a Green New Deal or Project Drawdown that would work if we just take action on them. It's not going to be easy or cheap, and it will mean changing more than just how we get our energy. We will need to transform our society to be more equitable, but that would be a great thing, and it is possible. We just need to act on it. A recent report that came out shows that we are currently on track for the worst case scenario for climate change. We're on track for over 4 degrees of warming by the end of the century, and that is not a climate hellscape that I will accept. So I will be up here 20 meters up in a tree canopy using my body to stop this pipeline. And I'm asking you to do 3 things. First, you can call or email your local representative and tell them that you do not support pipelines like this one or any sort of oil infrastructure. Tell them that your vote relies on them pushing for climate action. Number 2, search for climate action organizations near you. I'll leave some links in the description. And number 3, we need to get the word out. So share this video or start a conversation about climate change and how we need to stop pipelines like the Trans Mountain expansion. Thanks for watching.